Okay. Hello, my lovelies. How are you? Oh my gosh. We have had so many people emailing us and calling us about this live today. So I was like, well, I guess I better get in there and practice before I show everybody how to do it. And it's a good thing I did because I already made a couple of mistakes. So there you are. Hello, my lovelies. How are you? It's Christy. I am the owner of an online quilt shop located in Moscow, Idaho, RebsFabStash.com. And we are so excited to be doing a short little demonstration to get you started with the Lori Holt Hometown Embroidery Project. It's machine embroidery, and everybody has been so excited about this. And I was like, well, we should do a sew along so I can show everybody like how to do this. Plus, I know that there are a lot of you out there that have an embroidery machine but haven't started using it yet because you're afraid of it. So that's totally fine. I get that. I have had a lot of customers where that is the case. We do carry embroidery machines in case that's something that you're looking into. We have Janome. We carry Janome machines. And then we offer 6 free lessons for anybody that gets a machine from us. So anyway, so that's what's going on. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this, but we're going to just wing it and hope it goes well. So could we get the, let's get the camera up for behind me would be great. So my lovely daughter is here. Oh, I have my USB under here. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Hang on.
Oh, did you figure it out?
No.
Oh. Okay. So we're just going to get going here. So hopefully this doesn't give you guys any feedback. Laura said, my stuff has really arrived today. Yay. Hello. How are you guys? So we're going to try this. We're going to see how it goes. We may need to get a couple more cameras. I think they've been in the Amazon cart for a month of Sundays.
Stop talking. Okay, we're done. Hang on.
Hang on. Mute that one. Can you mute that one on the laptop? And then we'll just have this one go. We're trying out a couple of things. Soon I'll be able to. Okay.
Oh. Why is it doing that?
Is yours on?
How's this?
Yeah, that works.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah. Can you guys hear us? Hello? Let us know if you can hear. Oh, look, you're getting a behind the scenes view of
You don't need to keep saying that.
what is going on here, huh? We're going to move some cameras around.
No sound. Hang on. Oh, uh-oh. This is bad. This is really bad. Oh, crap. It's not on. Hello? Guys? Are we here? Okay. Can you guys hear us now? Please tell me you guys can hear. I'm trying really hard to figure this out. This is complicated. This is much harder than it looks. Okay, now your face is in the way.
That's okay.
How's this?
I don't know. Can you guys hear? Oh yeah,
They can hear us.
they can hear us. Okay, cool.
Can they see? Like, are you fine with this angle?
I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so first things first. I got the USB out of the package and I downloaded it onto my desktop. So I only downloaded the JEF files. Can you guys see what I'm looking at here on my laptop? Okay, well anyway, I downloaded it onto the desktop.
I can do it. You just
Okay.
Just talk.
And I only downloaded the Janome files because that's all I needed, right? And then I am going to do, so here's all the 6x10 hoop sizes, and I'm going to do the 8x12. And there's a lot of blocks. There's like 32 blocks. So I just copied all of those over to one USB that I'm going to put in my embroidery machine. So I just click and drag those over, and then they're on there. Also on the USB is a PDF of instructions. Please read through all of the instructions before you get started. But even then, there's some things they're not really talking much about stabilizers and which ones to use and where. And so I was just kind of playing around with some different things. But basically, you have your cover page, and then you have your cutting instructions for the quilt and all of your fabric requirements. And then one of the things I was going to point out is all of the fabrics. Can they see this over here? All of the fabrics have a letter, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. So I'm like, oh, alphabetties would be nice to have, especially if I couldn't find all of the things. So then you have all of your thread colors, and I always kind of go through the different thread colors that they're putting in to see if I really want to do that color. And I'll show you something there in a minute. Then I have cutting instructions for all of the different blocks. And then we have general instructions, tack down stitch, placement stitch, those kinds of things. And you need the 7.5 inch and the 11 inch cute cuts rulers, which have not arrived at the Riley Blake website or warehouse yet. So we'll have those soon. I've got them on order. And then you have your instructions. There's a placement stitch, and that was a little bit confusing because the placement stitch isn't the same as the other placement stitches that I have done. And then there's a stitch and flip stitch, and I'll show you that. And then there's a basting stitch, and then you do all of your little applique pieces. The cutting instructions, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let me get back over here. We're going to go over to the machine. Whee! And I'm going to put my USB in my little pigtail. It's good to have one of these little pigtail things for your machine because then you don't ruin the USB plug on your machine, because those are going to be a lot more expensive to replace. So I'm going to plug that in. And now I have my designs on here. Wait, hang on. There we go. So I'm on the USB one here, and I'm on the largest hoop, on the Janome, it's the RE36B, which is the 12 by 14 hoop. And I'm going to change my view so that I can see the whole title, because these titles are really long. And I'm going to start with the first block. Best place to start, right? Let's see, 8 by 12, 11, 12. Here it is. It's the beehive block. So I'm going to select that. And then the thing's going to move. And it's going to make sure you've got the right hoop. Now, one of the things that I like to do on the Janome is I push this button, and I can see what stitches I'm stitching. So that is very handy to do.
Can't really see on there because of the camera, but we're trying.
Yeah. And then the other thing is right here, it's going to tell you either the fabric or the color of thread. This one, the first step is the Carolina thread, which is a red thread. It's going to be underneath the block, so I don't know why we would want red under there. So I always look through and see what's next. So first there's the placement stitch, then there's the flip and press, stitch. Let's see, press, I don't know, stitch and flip. There we go. And then there's the basting stitch. And so for the basting stitch, I just picked something that was really visible from my background. And then you start into the applique pieces. This is the placement stitch, and then the tack down stitch. And then you do the other leaf, placement stitch, tack down stitch, and then you do all of the pretty stitching. So I'm going to go back here to stitch number 1. Okay. And I have already hooped my stabilizer. So this is just regular light mesh cutaway stabilizer. The pattern calls for a heavyweight tearaway, but with all the stitching, I didn't really want to mess with tearing away from all of the stitching. I was like, I either need to do a wash away or something else, but I'm just going to do this cutaway because it's soft and movable, and it'll be on the back of the block, but that'll be fine. So that was just my choice. Okay, let's get the hoop on here. I almost started stitching without the hoop on. Okay, and then one of the other things that I do when I first start, actually you might want to have the camera like here.
Okay, well, I'm trying to get your head out of the way because we don't want them seeing your hair.
Back of my head.
Yes, your balding spots.
Oh, I don't have any balding spots. What are you talking about?
Hate to break it to you.
So anyway, I pull the bottom thread up through so that I have a nice clean. You know how Grandma always used to. Hang on, we fell down.
That's what that does.
Trying to ruin our lives.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty.
We might have to re-record this. Okay.
What if I just hold the phone?
Well, we could do that, but quit flipping around.
Hang on, guys. I figured out how to flip the camera. Camera.
I don't think
that camera.
Okay. Oh, and we've got some questions. Could you back the fabric with Pellon SF101 to avoid puckering? Yes, definitely. That is exactly what I did. So, first I'm going to stitch the placement stitch. And that was the other one I was a little bit confused about. So,
okay. I wanted it to be in this.
Kind of right here so they can see what's happening.
I'm going to have to take this off so it's not my way.
Okay. Do you want me to hold this?
No.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, guys.
Okay. So I'm just going to start the stitching. This is just going to be a straight line. For where to place your fabric, and that's going to be for the background fabric.
I'm really shaky.
And then the next one is going to be your seam line. So I need to put the white background down first, and then I need to put the next step is going to be the green grass. But I don't think I have any prepped, so I need to do that. So I have, here's the background fabric that you're going to use for the block. And it has a little crease in it. So before I put SF101 on the back of it, or something similar, I'm going to press the creases out so that I don't have that crease, because otherwise that crease will find a way to just stay there. Exactly. Oh, that's just not quite as pressed as I would like it. A little bit of water would probably not be a bad idea here too. I don't think I have any water in here besides the water I'm going to drink, but that is what we've got. Let's see, next. So I am using, you could use SF101. I also have some Kimberbell fusible backing that I'm going to use. And it doesn't have to go all the way to the edge. Hang on, I need a little snip here. So I know where to cut. Here's my rotary cutter. I have a very, very small working space here.
Does it seem possible to do background quilting prior to embroidery applique?
Yes, I do think it would absolutely be easy to do the background quilting. You'd want to put your batting in there though, most likely. But you'll definitely want to have some stabilizer. But yeah, you can definitely do that. Okay. So make sure you put the shiny side down. That's the part with the stickiness, because otherwise you'll stick it to the top of your iron, which I bet that's not very much fun. I just had a little extra there. All right, nice hot iron. Get that fusible backing or the SF101 down on there. That'll help for these applique pieces to not have a lot of puckering.
What's the size of your hoop?
This one is the 8x12 hoop. So I'm doing the larger hoop size.
That's gonna fall.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it back over there. And then, let's see, I need one of these. Also needs a little bit of fusible backing on it.
Is this this house block and what size?
Yeah, this is the house block, an 8x12 hoop. And this one will finish they're supposed to use the trim it ruler, the 11x11 trim it ruler, which isn't here yet. They don't have those in the warehouse yet. Where did I put my fusible backing? Ooh, I had it in my hand just a second ago. I cut it off the roll. I think I need to have, oh, here it is. I think I need to have a little like stand up dealy bobber behind me. Actually, this one will work. No, that one's a little big. This piece, this green piece that's going to be on the bottom of the block, doesn't really need the fusible backing.
Do you want to scoot the laptop back so it's not in sight?
Yes. But I want it to be an even weight. I don't want the white to be lighter than the green weight-wise. So I'm going to put it on the back of this too. All right. Iron it on. I didn't know how much all of you guys had known about like embroidering and stuff, and I thought I could just kind of start from the beginning. And then if it's something you already know how to do, you can just skip through it.
Okay, never mind, I won't sit.
Okay, so I have the placement line stitched.
Hold on, we're moving.
Okay. Right. And the placement line is actually supposed to be kind of like your 1/4 inch seam, but I already stitched this and over by about a half, because you don't need to have all of that. 1/4 inch just kind of scared me. Like that was a little small for me.
I'm just gonna get off Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Tell Jackie that Jackie will fill you in later about my ride. I won. Again.
It went well. Okay, so I wanted to point something out really quick. So this is going to stitch the seam line. So notice that I have my right sides together, which the instructions do say RST, but right sides together, right? So this is going to be stitched down and then flipped over and pressed and ironed so that you have a nice little grassy block at the bottom of your block. So I'm going to pull my thread through before I stitch it. Maybe I can grab it. I am a little bit kind of like a one-armed paper hanger. Hang on, let me grab it again. Here we go. So I got both threads through, top and bottom. I'll drop the foot and I'll press go. And now I have my seam line. And I already know, oh, I'll stop talking while the machine's going because I know it's hard to hear me. Okay, the next stitch is going to be the basting stitch. So I'll show you something in a minute. But first, I'm going to trim my thread over here and then press this down. I think my iron needs to be a little bit, oops, sorry, a little bit hotter too.
Do you want me to?
You're fine.
Okay.
Pressing, pressing, pressing. And we do have all the fabric kits and thread kits as well. We have more of the thread kits on the way. So we sold through all the ones that we had. And I have more embroidery designs on the way. Okay. Now the basting stitch, this is just kind of to stabilize all the fabric and all the blocks, or stabilize the block fabric, whatever. Stabilize the fabric or the block so it doesn't move too much. Okay, so on the basting stitch, one of the things that you can do on the embroidery machine is I can push this button here to see where all the stitching is going to go. Okay, so I'm going to do that so I can make sure that everything is going to be within the block. So put the camera back over here. So that's the one corner, and then this is the other corner.
When will the 11 by 11 trim it ruler be available?
Well, I don't know. I have them on order. But when I trim my block, I'm just going to use a different size ruler, and I'll show you that a little bit later. But I would have to get on the Riley Blake website to tell you when it's going to be available. Is Jackie here yet?
I'm not sure.
Our Jackie? Okay. Okay, basting stitch. Whoops. I have to go. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to try that again.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
I thought they weren't coming until October, actually, so I don't know why they were requiring that.
They're probably not going to hear you very well. Can't I be your Jackie too? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to set this up here.
Okay.
If you guys have any specific questions about what she's doing, let us know. But for now, I'm going to step aside and no longer be the in-hand video man.
Video woman.
Videographer.
Videographer, yes. Trim my threads. Oops. Margie, are you here?
Yes, she is.
Margie, do you happen to know when that 7.5 or the 11-inch ruler is coming? She tends to know things way before even I do.
I have to get on.
Actually. Okay. So now, I can't see what we're looking at here.
Hang on, I'm pulling up my camera so you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
Margie said, what are you working on?
I'm working on the Hometown quilt by Lori Holt in embroidery, machine embroidery, but you just ordered the fabric kit. Okay, so next we're going to do the placement stitch for the little applique blocks. So I like being able to see that. So placement stitch. Now this one, called for a 5-inch by 5-inch piece of fabric, which is not necessary. Because there's your little size right there. Now I'm doing these in green right now just because I know that's when I'm going to have stitching, the first stitching that shows. I don't like changing my threads. I like to avoid it as much as possible.
Deborah's never seen an embroidery demo before.
Huh?
Deborah's never seen an embroidery demo before.
Ooh. Well, Deborah, when you decide that you have to have an embroidery machine, I hope that you think about coming here. All right, let's see. Where did my other... Hang on. As you can see, it's a little bit of a mess back here. Here it is. Wait, no, that's not the one I wanted. I had another one, a piece of these, and I don't know where it went. Oh, this will work. Oh, no, wait. Hold on.
Are there directions on the USB stick?
Yeah, the directions are on the USB. They are PDF, but they are not as detailed as others. And so I already have had to make this block a couple of times. Well, that was just because I didn't put the fusible on the back of the background. That was kind of a silly mistake.
Are the SVG files included on the USB to use with cutting machines?
Yes, they are. No, they're not. There's no SVG files on here. DST, EXP, HUS, JEF, PES, VIP, VPX, or VP3, sorry, and XXX. No, there's no SVG files.
Okay. Deborah says you're my first choice for machines. Oh wow, your face is like right there.
That's okay.
No, like you can see your pores.
It's okay.
The block is trimmed to 11 by 11, correct?
Yes, for the 8 by 12. So let me show you where that's going to end up. Okay. This is probably, I bet you I lost my other piece that I already had prepped under here. So this is your basting stitch, right? That's just going to hold things down. So that's about an 8-inch. And then the whole block right now is like almost 14 inches probably. So I'll be able to trim that up later. Okay, so I have my SF101 or this is the Kimberbell fusible backing. I have that on the back. And this is just a little tiny piece. This is like a 3-inch by 2-inch piece. A 5-inch piece would be like way out here. So lots of wasted. Didn't need that much. So I'm just going to make sure that my placement stitch is covered, especially with the fusible part. Put my threads through. Maybe.
Could Lori Holt or Riley Blake provide SVG files if requested?
I don't know. That's a good question. I will ask. But you could stitch out the stitch out the placement line on stabilizer and then scan that into your scan and cut. That might be a workaround.
Watch your fingers.
I know. Okay, the next step is the placement line for the other leaf, which has a different piece of fabric. And if I were doing this for myself and not for all of my crazies, I would just do the same piece of fabric because I don't like to unhoop and rehoop. Take the hoop off and rehoop. So these little curved applique scissors are really nice because you can really get in there. Ooh, yeah.
Let me see if I can get it to refocus. Focus.
And I have these in the...
Move your hand. That one. Might be able to get it to focus.
Okay.
Oh.
Turn the side so they can see the curve to them.
I can't get it to focus, but you see the curve.
Yeah.
Parker just locked Margie out of her house.
Oh, Parker locked her out. Oh no, Parker. What is Parker doing? Parker, you let your grandma back in. Hello, stinker. Okay, and I got pretty close, but not perfect. That's okay because that's going to be a satin stitch once we're done. Basement.
Hang on.
Okay, next is our placement stitch for the other leaf. Stitch that out.
Are your scissors Lori Holt?
No, they're Karen K. Buckley scissors. And we have these, we carry these.
He did because I told him I was telling you.
Huh?
Parker locked her out of our house because she told him that she was telling you.
Tilling you?
Thanks for checking in. That is a great idea to stitch out placement lines and then scan them to use the scan and cut to cut the fabric. Thank you.
Yes, that is what I would do.
We need Christy's crazy shirts.
Yeah, we do. With our logo on. That's a good idea. Okay, so here's the other fabric. Can you see that?
They can see your face, that's for sure. Oh, I know how I can do that.
When you stitch out the placement line, if you're going to scan that into your brother's scan and cut, you might want to stitch it on more than just a stabilizer, like maybe stabilizer and a piece of paper or maybe a wash away, something with a little bit more stability because otherwise it might pucker a little bit too. But yeah, I, number one, wish I knew how to use my brother's scan and cut. Number two, yeah. Would save me a lot of time because you just put your little pieces down and skip. Well, you wouldn't be able to skip the placement line, but you could skip the tack down line. Or maybe not. When you do, by the way, the tack down is a little bit bigger than the placement stitch. But the other thing about the tack down is it has two outlines. Like it's not exactly right on top of each other, which is weird because normally they are. So I don't know why that is.
I wish it had a 5x7 hoop option.
It does have a 5x7 hoop option. 8x12 and, oh, wait a second. 6x10 and 8x12. Time for a new embroidery machine, honey. I know, that's, oh, my thread came out. Hang on, let me rethread this.
Do you want me to?
No. I just wish that I
Or crippled?
wasn't. That's not a nice thing to say.
Sorry. Or incapacitated?
Incapacitated. I just wish I wasn't a one-armed paper hanger.
I feel like that's more offensive than saying what I said.
Well, there's probably not very many paper hangers. Okay, so now it's going to stitch the stem.
Nice face. What is the size of the block that uses the 6x10?
7 inches by 7 inches is the finished size on that one.
Your phone thinks you're driving.
My phone thinks I'm driving. Crazy. Maybe are they getting dizzy? Are you making them dizzy?
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this stable.
Okay, drop the foot. I'm going to start. I'm going to stop really quick so I can trim these stitches because I don't like those hanging. And then I'm going to go again and watch it stitch out. Isn't this exciting?
Look at this. What size hoop are you using?
I am using the 8x12 hoop. This is actually big enough.
Will you be getting any more of the fabric kits in for the machine embroidery version?
Yes.
Yes.
This one's an 8x14 hoop, actually. Are you not able to buy it because we're cutting those ourselves?
Do Janome machines load from the opposite side?
What do you mean? So this is, some Janome machines do. This one though, this one's a 550E.
What are you doing?
What?
Stop moving the camera. You need to be like
I was
this.
showing them the whole machine.
Oh, okay, well that's not working. Here, whole machine.
Okay.
Wendy said, I can see now that I absolutely would not have the patience for this.
Yeah, but it's really fun when it's done.
How are the scanning cuts different from the cricut?
Cricut?
C-R-I-C-U? Cricut?
I don't know.
Cricut. That's what she meant to say. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna put the camera here. Stay straight. So presently there are no SVG files?
Correct.
SNC has a camera which allows you to scan your patterns or fabric, then transmits it to your computer. Is this a download or do you have to order it on a USB?
You have to order it on a USB. And I have them. And I have the fabric kits and I have the thread kits. Okay. I'm going to stop that for a minute because I'm good
It's
enough.
fun, but you do have to have patience. Designed by Juju. Love design.
Yeah. Okay, so we also have the thread kits. And by the way, whoever is asking about the fabric kits, somebody changed that. We are out right now, but we're cutting more. So go ahead and put your order through. I just made it, so you should be able to order that. And what else? We have the thread kits. The other thing I was going to show you is the hoop and press mats. So Dime has these products. This is wool on one side and a non-slip on the other, and it fits right in the hoop so that you can press if you would like to. So we have those in the collection. You can press it on your pressing mat here, but sometimes the stabilizer will move a little bit, and you don't want that to happen.
I'm going to pull it up here so you can see the comments on here.
Okay.
Oh, please.
Hang on, we're going to get this pulled up on my laptop so I can see the comments.
Hope it doesn't mess with the Wi-Fi too much.
Yeah.
If you miss any steps, this will be available to rewatch on Facebook and YouTube afterwards. Okay.
Okay, what else? RV Homesteader Life. Ooh, fun. She's a new person.
There's a lot of new people here today.
Yeah, scan and cut. So I don't know what the difference is between the Cricut and the scan and cut. Sandy, I wanted to go back to your question. You asked if Janome machines load from the opposite side. I wasn't sure that I totally understand what you were asking, but this is the MemoryCraft 550E. So this one is the one with the larger hoop. The largest hoop that it has is an 8x14. So that's the hoop that I'm using for this design so that I can get the larger size. The using the 8x12, you'll get a lap size quilt, 55 by 63. And then if you use the smaller hoop, the 6x10, you'll get a 37.5 by 42 inch. And then I'm going to let you guys answer Jackie's question about how the scan and cuts are different from Cricut.
She did. They all did answer.
Okay, cool. And what else? Hey, Em.
What?
I think we have a...
I saw that. We're not worrying about it right
now. Okay. What else? Any other questions? He did because I told him I was telling you.
Cricut does not scan.
Cricut does not scan. Aha. So there's your difference. Okay, so I'm going to stop here, but you get the basic idea. I got you started on the project. And then once you're done, all the rest of the steps are the applique and the satin stitching on the house. And there's lots of different steps. You have an applique piece for the house, for the rooftop, for the bee, and the bee block. I don't like to cut my fabric until I'm going to use it because I don't want to end up with a bunch of 5-inch by 5-inch squares with a little 1-inch by 2-inch leaf cut out of it. So I would recommend you do the same. Then you'll have lots of scraps left over. And then you just go through all of your applique steps. And then when you're done, you trim it down to the 11 inches by 11 inches. And you can use like the 12.5. I could use the 12.5. I just have to be careful where I'm cutting, lining it up, making sure my math is correct. Does have a removable arm. If your machine is an embroidery only machine, they often load from the opposite side because then it doesn't have a removable arm. Yes. So this one is an embroidery only machine. So that is going to get you going. What is the size of the piece squares for a 6x10? The 6x10, those squares finish 7 inches. And I haven't done the little filler blocks. These ones right here. I haven't done those yet. Can you see that? Probably not. Right there. Right there. I haven't done the little filler blocks yet. Those will finish, I'm guessing, smaller. So these big blocks, though, they'll be either 11 inches by 11 inches or 7 inches by 7 inches. And then these smaller blocks will be much smaller. So we'll do one of these other blocks next week. But do you have any other questions about this first block? Let me know. Yes, Mel, that's a good idea. She says if you've never done this, do something simple to start with to get the feel of how to do it. One of the easy things that you can do to start with is a Designs by Juju. It's basically the same method where you have your background fabric and then it puts down a placement stitch for you. And then you put your fabric down or your batting down. It does a tack down stitch to hold it down. And then you just go through step by step with the PDF on your appliques. Okay, so we're going to move the camera again so that you can see my face. Is it 7 or 7.5? Let me look at the instructions so I say it correctly.
What size hoop are you using?
I am using the 8x14 hoop. 7.5 inches. Sorry about that.
Okay, we ready to switch?
Yes.
Okay, guys. We'll be right back.
The other camera.
Yep. Hi, everyone. We're just going to get you all set up here.
Do you want me to get
Yes,
out of
get
it?
that off. Oops.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Okay. Is this set up right?
Yeah. Now I have the embroidery machine in front of me, so this will be fun. Myra says, so much fun. Love, love, love my embroidery machine. Let's see, Jackie, I'm using the 8x14 hoop. The next size down is an 8x10 hoop.
Yeah, you answered my question already.
Okay. Okay, so what did I use? I used a light mesh for my base stabilizer. And then I used the lightweight fusible from Kimberbell for the interfacing on the back of my background pieces and also my little applique pieces. Love these scissors. Make sure you get some. We have a link in the spreadsheet to this collection. Okay, so when you get back, maybe you can post that link. So we went through all the ones we already had, and I have more coming. So I should have some more probably in the next couple of days. I think probably, I don't know if they sent me anything today because I was busy working on this, trying to make sure that I somewhat knew what I was doing. So those should be shipping for sure by the end of the week. Sandy says, not related to this, but if you use the link to shop on Amazon, do you get credit for fabric, etc., or for any purchase? For any purchase, for anything that you buy on Amazon. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that I've referred you to. So that is that. Okay, any other questions about the embroidery? When you get it, I'm going to try to do a little sew along. I think what I'm going to do is stitch some more of this out, record it on video, and then my videographers can make it a pretty video. But we had a lot of people that were really interested in this, had some phone calls actually today, and a lot of people emailing us. So we'll get some more of this recorded and stitched out. But yeah, that was pretty easy. And if you need any more fabric because anything doesn't come together the way you want, or you don't put your right side down when you're doing a flip and stitch, let me know. We can help you with that. Wish I knew that. We live on Amazon. No problem. Just make a little bookmark. Thank you, Sandy. So what Sandy's asking about is we have referral links, partnership links with Amazon, Kimberbell, Sweet Pea Embroidery, and lots of other Embroidery Online, OESD, Dime, Hoop Sisters, lots of other companies. So if you shop through that link, there's a really small percentage that comes back to us, and it really helps us out. So you can do that on Amazon as well. So that's what she was talking about. Okay, so we're going to wait for Emily to get back in here because I am in here all by myself, which is not ever a good thing. And then we'll start doing some selling. And then let me know if there's any other questions that you have about this project, and we'll stitch it out some more. That'll be fun. I think I'm going to do one of the other blocks next week. That'll be fun. I might even do it sooner than that. We'll see. I'm kind of excited about this. Chris is asking, oh, Chris, by the way, I have your USB here. She's asking if she can do the larger squares on my largest hoop, or do I need to make the smaller squares? You will need to probably, well, actually, let me measure this. To be safe, you should probably do it on the smaller version, but this is measuring 9 inches. So you should be able to do it because I'm going to take this camera. Hang on. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is, hold on, this is really hard to hold with my casted arm. So I'm doing this on the larger hoop, and this is the 8x14 hoop, and I have the fabric going over the hoop, but the basting stitch is where all of the stitching is happening. So this is exactly 9 inches. So I will have another 2 inches on either side of the basting stitch. 1 inch on each side, I should say. And then this is 8 inches. This one might not fit in that smaller hoop. You might have to do the larger one. Or the smaller one. Sorry, on the 6x10. Because this, from the basting stitch, this all the stitching, and you don't want it to get, you want it to stay at least a 1/2 inch away from the edge of your hoop. And this one is already pretty close to the edge of this hoop. But yeah, this is just under 8 inches. Let's see what other questions you have. Do you need to put a stabilizer on each piece of fabric you add? You probably don't have to, but it does help. I have, you can see here, I still have a little bit of puckering, so I'm going to have to see what else I might want to do there. This design did call for I think my bobbin thread ran out too. It called for a heavyweight tearaway stabilizer. But I don't think that heavyweight is going to keep this from puckering. And I have the fusible backing on the back of this as well. So I'm going to put you guys back over here. Hang on. There we go. But the stabilizer on the back of the applique pieces also helps, the fusible. That helps keep it from puckering. But I'm going to have to do, I need to put something else on the back of that because it's still puckering more than I would like it to. I don't have an embroidery machine. Not sure I have the patience. Okay, maybe this was a bad project to show you guys. But these are actually a lot of fun. There is definitely, it'll be fun to see the quilt blocks when I do the quilt blocks coming together. Jackie says, I'm a member of OESD Spree. Is there a way I can link that to you? Maybe. I don't know. Email OESD and ask them. Can you adjust the tension? Nope, you don't adjust the tension. Be careful to use the same backing all the way through as the difference will show. Yes. I love machine embroidery. I can't wait to get started. I know. It's very, very between woven and non-woven. I'm reading what their comments are saying.
Yep, I know.
Okay. So anyway, so let's post that link that's in the spreadsheet for the collection. So there was a lot of other things that I was using today that I threw into that collection. You need to have, we have discovered that having a really nice USB, not the little cheapy ones, is preferred because those little cheapy ones tend to go bad. So we have some really nice USBs. They're kind of expensive as far as USBs go, but like $10 a piece. But they have, but they're SanDisk, so that's a good brand. And then the other thing I showed was the pigtail that you plug into the end. The collection, the hometown collection link. Jackie said she put it in the spreadsheet.
Not for machine embroidery?
Yes.
Oh, the CD?
Not just the USB, the whole collection. Did she find it? She might not have found it.
Might not have found it.
Yeah.
found.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hang on, let me find that. And I'll post it.
Oh, do you want to tell them about our weekend?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Do a giveaway?
Just a minute.
I'm just saying.
Let me get that posted in here. Okay. Here's a link to all of the goodies that I was showing today, and I wasn't sure which stabilizer I was going to use. I was going to try to stitch it out a couple of times to see which one would work. So here's the link to that, so you can find everything that you need. I've got the fabric kits in there, the USB designs, and the thread. I wanted to show you the thread too, by the way. I was trying to convert these. So here's the green one that I was just stitching with. It's a different, the green is a little bit different than the green of the fabric. It shows up really nicely. What type and size sewing needle are you using? It's a 7511. And I have those linked in this link here. I have those linked in case you need those. Yeah. So Margie's saying you won't get puckers if you use SF101 on all of your applique, but that makes the quilt a little bit stiffer. So that's why I was trying to use the Kimberbell fusible, soft fusible. It's a little bit softer, but it also didn't seem to fuse very good. My iron probably wasn't hot enough. Okay, so we do have, so I have the link here for the fabric kits, the USB, the thread kits, and then all of the other things that I showed in here. And if there's anything else, the other thing that I added today was the alphabetties, because then you could cut all of your fabric and put it in the little Ziploc bags with your alphabetties, and then you can just grab from each of your fabrics. But I just want to do a quick little demo to get you started. Okay, so then, of course, because we are doing the Lori Holt embroidery, we decided we should probably do a little Lori Holt selling. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah, for sure. So let me grab some of those, and then does the spreadsheet have any of that stuff in it?
I'm sure there's spreadsheets for. What collection is that? Oh, that stuff?
Not those, because I'm not selling those today, but this stuff down here.
Or those autumn kits from last week?
It was from, yes.
Okay, I can get that switched over.
Okay.
But I would let's do a giveaway while I do that and tell them the story.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so we'll do a giveaway. So let's see. What should we do for our giveaway? Let's say, and I also didn't print my script sheet, so I don't know what the coupon codes are. Okay. Here is your giveaway word. You ready? Type in yippee.
Without no exclamation point.
No exclamation point, she says.
Or you can put one, I don't really care.
Or you can put one, that's fine. Okay, so Emily wants me to tell you about the weekend this last weekend. So we went to Oregon to do a little switcheroo on horses. We took Dory over to a new family, and they gave us one of their older horses that has done lots of really cool things in his life, but isn't nearly as sensitive as Dory. So much better horse for me, the inexperienced rider in the family. And so got Dory loaded. The trainer came over to help us, so that was nice. She showed up at our house at 6 o'clock on Friday morning. And we got her loaded after about a half an hour. And then we hopped in the car and off we went. Nikki says, now I really need to figure out my embroidery machine. Yes. So anyway, we drove over there, and then Saturday, Emily did a catch ride, which means she rode somebody else's horse on the 30-mile ride. And she was instructed by this owner to go very slow, and if she came in first, she was going to kill her.
Well, not necessarily.
But nobody else was going really fast or racing in this 30-mile ride. So Emily did take her time, didn't overdo it on the horse, and she still came in first. So that was fun. She got some really cool prizes for that. She got a hay bag, and let's see, she got a picture from the ride with a frame. That was really cool. And then our next one is in 2 weeks, back over in Oregon.
No.
And it
Oh,
was
yes,
in,
it is in Oregon. I thought it was in Washington.
yeah, Bandit Springs. Well, we were going to go to Washington, but then we changed our mind to go to Oregon because they needed extra help. And the one from this weekend was in Sisters, Oregon. And that location has lots and lots of mountains. And this one is the Three Sisters of Oregon. So it's 3 big mountains. What was the tallest one? 12,000 feet? Is that right?
Yeah,
about 12,000. And so
sisters, congratulations. We're envious.
Amazing views.
I said, so if you live in Sisters, congratulations. We're envious.
Julie says, so excited to make this with my sewing bestie. Yay. Mickey's like, now I really need to figure out my embroidery machine. Yes, it's really fun. It is very, very fun. Anyway, so that was a lot of fun. The views, it's so hard. One of the hardest things, though, whenever we go to Oregon and we go to this particular location in Oregon. So I didn't have enough coffee this morning. Maybe I'll drink some more water. Anyway, one of the other things that's really tough about driving in this part of Oregon is there's so many mountains you can see. Mount Adams, Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens. What's the other one? Mount Hood, and then Sisters. And so there's this one highway that we go down, that we go south on. And oh my gosh, the mountains are just beautiful. So I have to like work really hard to keep looking at this road and not like wandering too much because people go fast on that highway.
Oh yeah, and the semi almost.
Oh yeah, and then we were there's this one part of the highway that's winding down into a canyon, and it's 1 lane for us and 2 lanes for the other. Oh no, wait, is that right?
No, it was a single lane.
Oh yeah, it was a single lane. We're going down this canyon, kind of windy, right? And we're going down, and there's a semi passing another semi coming up the hill illegally, double yellow lines. I hate that. So I had to slow down and kind of move over, and then he got finally over into his lane. But yes, it's always, people are always like, drive safe. And it's like, it's not me I'm worried about. It's all of the other drivers that are on the road.
I have to add to this story.
Okay. What are we doing?
I'm moving you.
Oh.
So, yes, the quilt show, we saw signs for that. Which is cool. In Sisters. We talked about that briefly.
Right.
Okay, so this horse in question, his name is Goober.
Yeah, Goober.
Which is a great name. And then back in 2019, if you Google who won the infamous Tevis Cup, that would be Goober. So we were fortunate enough to be offered him for free, give him his retirement home. And we're very excited about it. And it's such an honor because this horse has been like everywhere. And he's kind of famous because his now former owner wrote a book about winning the Tevis Cup because she's the youngest woman to have ever won. And he's the horse that she won on. So he's in a book on the cover, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And the Tevis Cup is the hardest 100-mile ride, race, whatever, in the world. The humans did a race on it this past weekend. Like a bunch of runners did it. The Western States Trail. It's very hard, so hats off to them.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so in honor of, we need to run the giveaway.
Working on it.
Okay. Forgot about that. Mickey's that name. I know. Goober. Isn't that funny? Goobs for short. That'll be fun. Okay, so our winner is Kelly Green. Yay!
We should go over how live selling works.
Huh?
We should go over how
the live selling works. Yes. Okay. So, welcome and thank you, Kelly, for being here. I think she's one of our newbies. So if you're new here and you haven't bought from us before, we need to know we need to get your shipping information and your phone number and your email. So there's a phone number and an email down here on the bottom, scrolling, and then we're going to post it here as well, a little bit larger so that you can see it. But we need you to either text us or email us your shipping information and your phone number and your email. And then what we do is we will email the invoices out shortly after the live. As I'm showing you different products, I will give you a number and I will give you the regular price and the sale price. And let's see. And then if you want to buy that, you can just simply put the number in the comments and you can buy that. You can buy that item. We'll put it on your invoice. We ask that you take care of the invoices within 24 hours. I haven't had time to call all of my lovelies from last week, but I think there's still a few of those that are floating out there. So stay tuned. You might be hearing from me tomorrow. And let's see. What else? I think that was it. Oh, and then Margie Parker's over here saying, I love you, Christy. I love you, Christy. That's so cute. Parker, you be good for your Nana and don't lock her out anymore. That's not nice. Parker is Margie's grandson. He is very adorable, stinking adorable. In fact, if you haven't seen a picture of him, if you're not in our RebsFabStashers group in the Facebook group, you can join that group. Margie posted a picture of him in there recently, and he is just as cute as he can be. Okay, so any questions about the live selling? So here we go. So as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I do still have the fabric kits available, the thread kits from the USB. I think we're out of the fabric kits right now, but we are cutting more. I know we had more fabric come in today. So we'll be cutting more of those. And then I am going to be stitching this out. Apparently I need to change my bobbin thread because it's out. But then I will stitch this out and I'll have some more video for you as we can post that on our YouTube channel. Okay, so can we post the link again for the collection for the Lori Holt hometown embroidery thingy? Thank you. Perfect. So here's a link again if you'd like to go and shop that. Okay, so the first thing that we just cut some more patriotic bundles. Some of our crazies got some of these last week, but we have a few more here for you. I know July 4th is on Wednesday, so you won't have them. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday. Yeah, it's on Thursday. We will not be here on Thursday. I might be, but we won't be. If I am, I'm going to be in here. Anyway, so we have these patriotic bundles. They're all Lori Holt fabrics. This one has 15 fat quarters in it, and the regular price on this is $58.95. Sale price is $53.06. That sale price is only good during the live. I have 5 of these exact bundles available. These are item number 6. Item number 6. And we made a little bit of progress on shipping today. We had a bolt sale about a month ago. The bolts are finally here, so we started shipping those. They're not everything's here yet, but most of them are. And we're cutting those 5-yard cuts for people as well. So we'll be getting the rest of those shipped tomorrow. We also did a background bundle. This was very popular last week. This is not all B backgrounds, but it is all Lori Holt low volume prints. So I wanted to point that out. Lots of low volume prints here. It's hard to reach over here. So we have a little bit of B backgrounds. We have some of these white on whites. We have the little chicks. That one's the little chicks, and this one's Hush by Lori Holt. I have 2 of these left. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, I love it. And every time I say cute, we drink our water. That way we stay hydrated. Regular price on this is $77.95. Sale price is $70.16. I have 2 of those available. This is item number 1. Item number 1. And then I have some more green bundles. These ones have, how many? These ones have 22 fat quarters in them. Oh, the camera's on the other side. That's why I couldn't find it. It's on this side instead of that side. I'm used to having it over here. Oh, I know. So this one, this is a bunch of different collections, but they're all from Lori. So we have some ginghams in here, some Christmas, some flea market, Let's see, we have some bee cross stitch, some bee dots. There's 22 different fac orders in here. I've seen a lot of people make their Christmas tree quilt with this. This one is regularly $80.95. The sale price is $72.86. And this one is item number 9. And I have 3 of those. Mona's here. Hi, Mona. How are you? I love her screen name. It's so funny. I think she's in our, can you check and see if she's in our screen name list?
She's not.
Mona did what? Mona, we need to have you text us or email us your shipping information. I feel like she's been here before though, because I love her. I love her screen name. Mona did what? Flo says, yippee. She goes by Flo. So Mona, we need to have you text us or email us. We need your shipping information and your phone number and your email. And you can send it to the phone number, email that scrolling along down here on the bottom. And we're doing some live selling, drinking some water. I wonder what your friend died.
What screen?
That one.
Oh, it's still fine on my side.
Okay. See? She said, yep, Flo. Yes, I bought ruler from you. Cool.
Mona is not new. My bad.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, I thought Mona's been here because I love her screen name. It makes me funny. Makes me laugh. Mona did what? What did you do, Mona? Okay. This one is our Cozy Christmas, right? Yes. Cozy Christmas solids and shabbies bundle. So this matches all of the fabrics from Cozy Christmas. Lots of solids and shabbies. Nice to have these in your stash for when you need another red or a pink or a yellow or a green or whatever, and you want to change the project up a little bit. This one is, let's see, 16 fac orders in here. The regular price is $45.95. Sale price is $41.36. This is item number 4, and I have 2 of those available. Then we have some new red bundles. Suzanne Davis is here. Hello, Suzanne. How are you? I think your first package might have your name spelled incorrectly, but we did get it fixed. So in our database. So all future orders will be with the correct spelling of your name. Thanks for being here. And I did the little demonstration at the beginning of the live. And so we will be adding that to our YouTube channel and adding more video content as well as we stitch this project out. Okay. Next is our Reds bundle. The other thing that I love about our bundles is we always put a little bit of low volume in here so that you have that to choose from. Lots of different collections in here. We have some basics. We have some bee dots. We have some granny. We have a little cookbook. We have a little farm girl and a farm girl companion print. And we have bee cross stitch and bee ginghams. Those are cute. Cute bundles. This one has 18 fac orders in the bundle. And this one is item number 10. I have 1 of these left. The regular price is $72.95. The sale price is $65.66. Okay, then we have the Granny Chic bundle. This matches the Granny Chic collection, which is from the Granny's Garden quilt kit. And we are able to oversell on these bundles because we can cut more.
Okay.
Let's see. So this one has 20 in the bundle. This one is item number 5. The regular price is $62.95. Sale price $56.66. I have 7 of those available. Here's a nice close-up of those fabrics. Next, I have the yellow bundle. Oh, isn't that cute? I love it. Has little shabbies, bee dots. So when we oversell on these, we're going to cut some new bundles, so they might not be exactly the same. Here's a little hometown print. Okay, 15 in this bundle. Regular price $56.95, sale price $51.26. I have 8 of those available. Sorry, no, I don't. I have 1 available. This is item number 8. But we can cut more, like I said. All right, then we have the dark browns. Another stash builder bundle. This one is item number 2. Has some granny in there. B ginghams, B plaids. Let's see, $80.95 is the regular price. Sale price is $72.86. This is item number 2, and I have 2 of those available. 22 fat quarters in the bundle, and also some low volume prints. And look, oh, I love that one from Cookbook. It's so cute. Now we have another light brown bundle. And I still have this one in here from Bake Sale. Oh my gosh. Fat 8. It was a Fat 8 panel. A couple of low volume prints here. This one is regularly $51.95. Sale price $46.76. This is item number 3, and I have 4 of those available. Next. Oh. Uh-oh, things are falling. Then we have our denim bundle. These ones are always popular. We had some of these last week too. I have 4 left of this one. Regular price $46.95. Sale price $42.26. This is item number 7, and I have 4 of those available. Suzanne is from Germany. That is so cool. That is so cool. She said that's where the spelling is wrong. So some people do spell Suzanne with an S as well. Not just Germans, but also Americans.
It is
English.
more common to have foreign spellings like Suzanne spelled with an S.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've seen it spelled both ways. Did we do that low volume print anywhere?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
We sold 3 of those.
Okay. Sounds good. So I am going to we're gonna just finish that. Sandra said hi. Hello, Sandra. How are you? So you can go back and watch from the beginning if you want to see the demo. I'll be adding more of this to the YouTube channel as well. But we do have the kits available for the Hometown Embroidery Project by Lori Holt, which we're very excited about. And Sandra says, I'm so late. Yes, that's okay. You can go back and watch from the beginning. We don't have a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to do for selling tonight, just because we have a lot of things to get done tonight at home because I was gone all weekend. But we do have a few of those. We have a stash sale tomorrow, so don't forget to check that out. Check your email. I don't even know what the stash sale is. Can you open the script sheet?
Yes.
Okay. And I will find out what the stash sale is for tomorrow. And then we'll be live again on Wednesday at 4. So you can show up for that, and we will hopefully have more of this project done so I can show you. Ooh, thank you. What we've got. This one was not updated, and I don't know what our July sale is. But we had a good wide back sale. We had a lot of people buying wide backs over the weekend. So that was cool. Oh, Wyndham Spectrum Bedrock is the stash sale tomorrow. Oh my gosh. So you guys love Spectrum. So definitely check that out. We've got some blenders on sale tomorrow. Diane says, when do our orders from the bolt sale ship? Tomorrow. I got some of them out today, but the rest of them I'm going to get out tomorrow. I have lots of bolts to get out, but we have most of the bolts have arrived. I think we're waiting on a few more to trickle in tomorrow, but most everything is ready to go. So I will be shipping that very soon, Diane. Thank you for being here. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to sign off for now, and I will have to change my bobbin thread and stitch some more of this out later, but I'm not going to do it tonight because we've got a lot to do. So thanks so much for being here. I hope this was helpful, and we'll be putting some more videos out as well. But thanks so much.